안녕하세요 여러분, 존일입니다. 오늘은 연결하라의 스페셜 에디션입니다. 해외에서 아주 귀한 손님이 오셔서 제가 인터뷰를 하게 됐는데요. 뉴욕주 변호사라고 제가 여기저기 동네방네 얘기하고 다녔는데 저의 실력이 만방에 뽀르기 날 순간입니다. 아무튼 영어를 쓴 지 오래되긴 했지만 한번 같이 인터뷰를 진행해 보도록 하겠습니다.
Hi, this is Hazel Walker here in Korea to say hello to all the Korean members and express my excitement at being here and being able to connect with many of you at our big event. I'm looking forward to shaking hands and meeting and greeting a great many of you.
Hello everyone, this is John Yoon. I would like to welcome my dear friend and the authority in business networking in the world, Hazel Walker.
Thank you. I'm really excited to be here and do this with you.
Me too. Let me briefly introduce her. She's one of the co-authors of this great book, Business Networking and Sex.
Not what you think.
All right. No, actually, we briefly had a conversation about one of my ex-boyfriends and his foot fetish, and so I thought. Yeah, actually, she's spot on. She actually is the authority and with a lot of experiences. But then it's not what I think?
Not what you think.
Okay, a bit disappointing.
I know, there's no photos either.
Really?
No pictures in the book.
All right, so I know you have a ton of experience in business networking. That's why we, being at Korea, invested a lot of money to bring you all the way from Australia where you are doing business right now.
Correct.
So tell us a little bit about business networking, because not that many people are not too sure about what it is.
Okay, well, there's networking, which is in general very important that all people network, right?
Right,
So
right.
you network by creating friends and family members, and you build a network for both your personal life and your business life.
Right.
But business networking is that networking that you do where you're connecting with people in an effort to help one another's business,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So it's not just about being connected in our lives, but it's
Right.
being connected in our businesses. So the whole philosophy of giver's gain is if I build a strong network and I help my network develop their businesses, they will in turn help me do the same for my own business.
Okay. To me, it sounds a little bit like American, meaning Asian people, they just are not a big fan of networking with people with the purpose of squeezing some money or revenues or profits, interest out of it.
Really? Is that true or is that a perception?
I think maybe it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
But whenever I said business networking, that's the common reaction people show me. I don't wanna meet people with something in mind.
But you meet people with something in mind of how to help them. You don't go into business networking going, what can I get from him and what can I get from him and what can I get from her?
Oh, so that's not business networking.
No, business networking is you're going in and developing a community of people who are helping one another.
Okay.
So I'm going to help you. How can I help you? How can I connect this person to that person and help them?
Aha. So it's kind of the other way around. So
Yes.
it's not we are not networking to get something from them.
Correct.
Okay, that's the whole thing about giver's
That's the
gain.
confusion.
Okay, that's why in Korea there are a lot of organizations and groups and meetings where people kind of gather, but nothing happens.
Right.
Because
Nothing happens because they don't have a system. They don't have a system around generating the relationship.
Right.
Because a good business networking means we've built good business relationships.
Okay.
So I know you, like you, trust you. Now how can we develop a system so that we can help each other?
Okay, great. But then, business people don't have much time. Even people working at a company, they don't have much time. Because that's the common response. I keep saying
Yeah.
I'm the preacher of
I
business
know.
networking. They say, oh, I don't have time. I'm so busy. I have a ton of things to report my boss, and I need to take care of clients.
Yeah.
I need to look for new clients.
We all have lots of excuses about why we can't do things. Correct.
Okay.
But the
But
reality,
why should we do that then?
the reality is you need a network. You build a network when you don't need it. Even if you are in a company and you're reporting to your boss,
Right, right.
what if something happens to the company and then you don't have a job? You better have a network that you can go to ask for help.
In fact, actually, I'm seeing a lot of people like that.
Correct. And what happens is they leave their company and they
Right.
have no network. And so now they have no group of business people that can connect them to their next job or to
Right.
their next customer or to their next big deal. So
Right,
your
right.
network has to be built before you need it. It's not something that you have to fit in, because building a business network is part of your business. It is part of your business.
That means we need to work on building the network
Correct.
even before
You
before you actually need it.
Correct.
Because if you want to build network when you need it, it's already too late.
Too late.
Okay.
Because now you're behind, and now you're gonna have to work very hard, but that could mean that you're gonna lose a lot of time going to your next job or your next deal.
Right,
Your
right.
network has to be in place, and the way you start doing that is you just start meeting people and contributing to their business and their lives. So
Okay.
every time I contribute to your business, does that not also contribute to your life?
True.
So that's how we give, and that's how we build a network, is by giving into the network.
Okay. Then let's be a little bit more specific.
Okay.
Okay. You said we can start by contributing to the other person's business and the other person's life.
Mm-hmm.
How can we specifically do it? You know, where can I start?
Well, the first thing you have to do is start by getting to know them and what's important to their life. What are their goals?
Who should I know?
That depends on what you're doing.
Okay.
But does it hurt to know lots of people?
Again, I said I don't have a lot of time.
Yeah, but getting to know lots of people is important to not just your business, but your life. Time is something that you choose not to have. We all get 24 hours a day. How we manage that time
Right.
is up to us. And a lot of our time is wasted on low priority stuff.
I think you just said something that's very important.
Okay.
People spend the time on something that is not that important.
Look, when someone says to you, you don't have time, what they're really saying is, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to do it, and therefore I don't want to, so I just don't have time. But if you really wanted to travel the world, if you really wanted to make X amount of money, anything you really want, you have time for. So if you really want to develop a network that's always going to be there to help you, then you absolutely will make the time to do it. It's all about priorities.
Okay. Okay. Then give us an example, real life example of a good network. What is a network that you rely on or you turn back to when you have some challenges in business and life?
Well, I have a very diverse network, so I have people all over the world.
Right.
But the people that I need are always in good relationship with me, so I'm not afraid to call them when I need something. I just pick up the phone or
Right.
send them an email and say, hey, I need this, and they are almost always willing to connect me to that thing. So it's not about a kind of network,
Right,
it's
right.
about the depth of the network.
The depth of the network.
Yes.
You know, it's a little awkward. You know, even with good friends.
Mm-hmm.
When you pick up the phone, when you need something, when you have some challenge,
Okay?
you need some help. But when you think of someone who can help you, you realize that it's a little awkward to call them up and say, "Hey, look, I need some help," because it's just a little awkward.
Well, it's only awkward because you're letting your ego get in the way. And you don't want
What
to be...
ego? What ego are you talking
What
about?
ego? The ego, that whole ego of, I've got to know everything. But the reality is we can't know everything. We can't know everyone. And we all need help sometimes. So
Okay.
I'm not talking about asking for help, that's intimate help. But in my business, for instance, I'm having a big event in Indianapolis
Right,
on
right.
May the 8th. And I'm here.
Right.
So I've had to go to my network and say, I need a photographer who will be the sponsor for my event. And my
Right.
network went out and found one for me.
Right.
And then I said, I need this for my event. And the network went out and found that for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been able to put together this event with the few people in Indianapolis.
Even though you're not there.
I'm not there, but it'll be
How
a very
smart you
successful
is.
event. And it's our
Wow.
very first one that we've ever done.
Wow.
And I'm here, and my network is putting it all together.
You know, when I try to call someone up, let's say, I don't do that anymore, but before, I was thinking, oh, what if he thinks bad about me? Like, oh, who the hell are you? I call Kim and I say, you know, I haven't heard from you for years, and now you're calling to ask for help.
And there's the problem.
What problem?
The problem is you haven't kept in contact with your network.
Okay.
Here's a little rule to remember when you're networking
Right.
or when you're developing relationships.
Right.
When the communication changes, the relationship changes. So if I'm-
hold on. That sounds very smart, but I don't think I got it.
When I talk to you
Okay.
every other week, right? You and I talk 2 or 3 times a month, right? Between you and I.
Okay.
So we have developed a very nice business relationship. Would you agree?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So, but what if I stop talking to you and I don't talk to you for 3 years?
It could happen.
It could happen.
Yeah, I mean,
But
like,
when I don't talk to you for 3 years and then I pick up the phone and I just call you to ask for something, you're not going to feel good about that.
no, not at all.
Right. So it means that even though if I want to keep you in my closest network,
Right.
If I want to keep you there, I have to find ways to stay in communication with you. And social media certainly allows us all those opportunities,
Right, such as.
such as I'm on Facebook every day.
Yeah, actually, I'm seeing a lot of my friends on Facebook. So even though I haven't called them for years, I feel like I just met them yesterday.
Right, and you can send them little messages and say congratulations on your promotion.
Right.
Hey, it looks like you're having a wonderful holiday. You can use WhatsApp, you can use Skype. I talk to all of my friends all over the world and my children and my grandchildren. by
Grandchildren,
using-
you said?
I do, I have 7.
7?
7.
Okay, didn't we just talk about your ex-boyfriend and you?
I have 7 grandchildren. I've been married twice. It's my network, my children are my network too,
Wow.
right?
Hazel, you're experienced in many areas. I really respect that.
Marriage is one of that's all about relationships, right? So yeah, I stay in contact with all of my friends and my family
Right.
on social media. It's not hard today
All right.
to
right.
stay in communication, and I'm working on a new book about global networking.
Okay.
And part of that whole book is about how to stay in communication with people all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Social media has allowed us to make the world very small.
Right.
And it's not hard to keep a really great network if that's what you choose to do. Your network can take you anywhere in the world. It can help you achieve anything you want in the world, and I am a good example of that.
Yeah, actually, you told me about one of your old friends. You just met in Hong Kong.
I met in Hong Kong. I belong to an international mastermind group. And the first time I ever left the United States, I went to China.
Okay,
With-
that's very.
With this, that was the first passport.
I'm not sure if it was the right choice, though. I mean,
Well, it
that's
was
a
the
little
first
rough.
country I'd
Yeah,
ever
yeah,
gone
yeah.
to. And I went with my mastermind group.
Right.
Now, I haven't seen Agnes, my friend in Hong Kong,
Okay.
for probably since 2009.
You didn't even know she was there.
Didn't even know she was in Hong Kong.
Right.
And I'm at the hotel in Hong Kong, and I'm doing some work with clients. And my picture, she's with another client, and one of hers, and she said, "Oh, I have a friend in the United States who's involved in B&I."
Uh-huh.
And he said, "What's her name?" She said, "Hazel Walker." He goes, "She's here right now, training." And she came down and took photos of my book and everything and contacted me, and we had dinner in Hong Kong. And we felt like we had not missed a beat because we've been connected on social media.
Right. Otherwise, it could have been a little awkward.
It would have been awkward, yeah, but we had a great time reconnecting.
Right.
Right? So having a global network allows me the opportunity to be here.
Right. Great. I mean, social media is good, especially for guys, because between guys, you call them like once every 2 weeks and say hi.
Yeah.
And what do we talk about? Like
Right.
how's
Girls
the,
will
how's
talk.
the, how's the
A
weather?
girl can talk on the phone for hours, and guys not so much.
Yeah.
Not good at the conversation.
So for guys like us, maybe it would help us a lot if we take advantage of
Of
social
the
media.
social media. But one of the things guys have to learn, and in my book I talk about this, men build networks that are long and wide, right? They big networks,
Right.
but they're only that deep. Women build small networks, but they're this deep.
Okay.
And that's why when elderly men and elderly women, if you look, elderly women have good networks to support them.
Yeah.
Elderly men are alone
Right.
because they haven't developed a network in their life.
Okay.
And so they lose connections. And then
Mhm.
when they're older, because they had this big network that was so shallow,
Right,
they
right.
have no one to turn to. But women have communities around them.
Yeah.
So men have to get much better at building the deeper relationship.
Right, right. So that means if we can get the best part of the both sides, then we can become a very good networker.
Right, right. Because women also have to learn how to ask for the business.
Okay. Oh yeah. Let's delve deep into that. Like making a request, specific request, is very important for business networking. But that's not what we are good at normally.
I know, but you know, one of the things I love about BNI, which is one of the reasons I'm here, is we have a system around that.
Okay.
And we actually teach our members, the people who participate in BNI, we teach them how to ask other people for what they need and ask for the specific kind of business they're
Right.
looking for. And very few organizations teach that. In fact, in universities, they don't even teach networking. You
Right.
just have to figure it out on your own. We actually teach it, we help you practice it, and we help you build businesses and lives you love using the system.
Right, right. Especially for the younger generation people in their 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
I mean, they grew up with the social media and virtual reality, and then when you actually meet them in person, there's sometimes a lot of them don't know
Right.
too well about how to interact with
They're
real
actually
people.
socially inept.
Yeah.
They actually have a very hard time connecting socially because they sit behind the computer interacting with people all the time. So having face-to-face conversations is a bit of a challenge for some of the younger generation.
Right.
And social media cannot replace face-to-face business networking or
It cannot?
face-to-face. It
It cannot?
cannot. You don't know who's behind the computer. The only reason they know I'm me is because they can see me,
Right.
right? But if I'm sitting behind a computer and I'm just typing answers, I could be a 90-year-old man or a 17-year-old girl. They don't know.
Yeah, basically, by the way, there was a guy, Chinese guy, who was meeting this beautiful looking lady on the internet, and then they actually met in person. He was so pissed off because she didn't look like what she looked like in the picture.
Right, that's online dating. That's
Right.
exactly how online dating. So you never really know who's behind the computer. And in order to build your business by referral, in order to build a network where people will help you, they need to know you,
Right.
like you, and trust you.
Okay, they need to know you, like you, and
trust
trust
you.
you. Okay, let's get to that then. What is the best way to make them know you, like you, and trust you?
You can't make anybody do anything.
Okay, again.
You can
Yeah.
inspire them to know you, like you, and trust you. And sometimes I have to say to people, well, frankly, your likability factor is pretty low.
Right.
So first off, they have to know who you are. So they
Right.
just got to know your name.
Okay.
And then they have to want to get to know you better, and they get to like you.
Okay.
And once they like you and they feel like they want to invest more in you, then at that point, they're going to trust you.
Okay.
So it goes in steps. Know you, like you, trust you. If I don't know you, like you, trust you, I'm not going to refer business to you.
Okay.
So I don't know who's behind the computer screen.
Right.
So I can't know them, like them, and trust them.
Yeah, that's what. Actually, when you need, let's say, $50,000 for your business, you urgently need that capital, and then probably your friends on Facebook who click like
right?
Probably they won't loan you that money.
No. But you can ask them, who would be the best person for me to speak to about investing in my company?
Right.
And they'll tell you,
Okay.
and they may even introduce you.
Okay.
But if you don't have a relationship with them, they won't.
Right. So the building a relationship is kind of a little tricky one. I mean, you feel like you have relationships with many people online.
No.
No.
I just posted on my Facebook page the other day.
Okay.
You mean all these 4,000 people who said they were my friends on Facebook really aren't my friends? They're really not. See,
You're not?
they're not all
I
my
thought
friends.
I thought I have 3,000 friends.
No, they're not all your friends. It's just a word that Facebook uses.
Okay.
They're just people who want to follow you and connect to you, and they want to know what you're doing, but they're
Okay.
really not your friends.
Okay. Then who are my friends?
Your friends are that 150 people you're in regular communication with.
150 people?
150 people.
Okay.
You're only able to keep connection with about 150 people.
You know, there's a good example. When somebody passes away, there's a funeral, right? In Korea. No, you know, what is the average number of visitors or guests who mourn, who go to the
Oh, really?
funeral and mourn?
About 150 people.
Exactly.
Same with a wedding.
Yeah.
There's about 150 people that we really know. That's Dunbar's law. So Dunbar's law says we are only able to maintain relationships with approximately 150 people.
Okay.
Beyond that,
Right.
we don't really have relationships with them, we just know of them,
Okay.
right? So, but 150 people is what our brain can manage.
Okay.
And that's your true network.
Okay.
That's what you're developing.
So, what kind of things do you do to maintain your network? You keep saying we need to maintain the
Maintain it.
network. What do you do? Well, yeah, I know you are very active on Facebook, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, press like for all the postings of your friends.
But I do messaging, so I message them private messaging.
Okay.
And have conversations.
You don't necessarily send pictures of your feet.
No, no. I talk to them about whatever's going on. Like I have one friend that contacts me when she's having struggles with her business and we chat.
Okay.
I have a lot of friends like that. I just catch up on what's going on in their lives.
Right.
I use Skype, I use WhatsApp. I go to LinkedIn to see who's done what achievements and I send them notes. I
Okay.
also write handwritten cards.
Oh, you do?
I do. I write handwritten cards, and I have a few friends who love postcards. So when I travel,
Right.
I pick up postcards and drop in the mail to
Oh,
them.
how romantic!
I know. They're
Wow.
they love postcards.
Wow, that's great.
So I try to accommodate my network the way they want to be connected with.
You know, I pick up something different about how you use Facebook. Normally, most people use Facebook to show off, you know,
know.
to share what they do and what they like and all the things that make them look good. But
Right.
on the other hand, I got an impression that you're using Facebook to provide feedback and to check with them and to care for them.
Correct. Or to post articles I think will be good for them.
Okay.
Or to comment on their stuff. And they want to know me too. So my friends really like to see where I'm traveling. So, you know, posting photos. You'll notice I don't do selfies.
Oh, okay.
I don't, because it's not about, I'm not putting lots of selfies up because I don't want to brag.
Right, right.
But I do like to put, YP and I went to have Korean barbecue last
Right,
night.
right, right.
And he took photos of me eating barbecue.
Yeah.
Well, people love seeing that, and they love seeing when I was in Hong Kong, all
Right.
dressed up as the Empress,
Right, right.
and having funny photos taken. They want to see me doing what I'm doing, not
Right.
me showing off.
Right.
And so you're right. A lot of Facebook is where people are showing off,
Right, right.
but that is not the way I use it. I use it as a way to educate and to interact.
Okay. So again, it is the other way around. It is not about yourself. It is about helping others and
Correct.
contributing to others.
Correct.
In terms of some fun, some gratitude,
Yep.
whatever things you can contribute to.
Transparency.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have recently put a post up about doing what you say you're going to do.
Right.
And everybody goes, oh, I'm sorry, have I let you down? So they all owned it as if it were their own. But I really said, no, this is to remind me to not overpromise,
Okay.
right? And so it's about showing your vulnerability
Okay.
and letting people see the real transparency of you.
That's also very important because people try to cover up whatever weaknesses and the shortcomings they have.
True, they want to look good on Facebook.
Yeah, but in reality, it's the opposite way. If
Right.
you share your vulnerability, then people can empathize with you.
Are attracted to you, so your network will come to you.
Okay.
They want to be with you. That's
Okay.
the know, like, and trust.
Okay.
They want to be with you. So I post on there when I screw things up.
Okay.
I post on there.
Okay.
I overpromised and underdelivered.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so from now on, I'll do more posting about how psycho I am and then what kind of fetishes I
Be
have.
careful, because that will get people to block you, and they'll never see your stuff.
All right. I think we we talk a lot about many things. I don't know what is the valuable messages people are taking away from this
Well,
conversation.
the valuable message should be that building your business network is about fun,
Right.
and it's about relationships. It's not about holding people accountable and tit for tat. I do something for you, you have to do it for me. It's
Okay.
not about that. It's
Right.
about enjoying people and enjoying creating relationships with people and having fun.
Right.
Because that's one of my core values, as a matter of fact. Fun is one of my core values.
Fun.
So when I stop having fun doing this,
Right.
I'll stop doing it. I'll go do
Okay.
something else.
Are you having fun now?
I am having fun.
Okay, that's great. Okay, one last thing. For women, business networking is a kind of a very difficult topic. You know, I'm coaching many people, and then some of the female executives, actually most of them have a challenge in their organization because they feel like they are weak in networking with other colleagues and then bosses.
They are.
Do you have some advice and tips for them?
To do exactly the same things we teach business people to do. To get to know their colleagues.
Okay.
What's important to your colleagues? What are their goals? What are they trying to accomplish at work, and how can you help them accomplish that? You know, it's the same exact principle, only it's inside an organization. And one of the worst things that happens, and I've coached a lot of executives
Right.
on building their network,
Right.
is when they think they have a job, they stop networking. But the reality is, creating a strong network inside the organization will lift you up as you need things in the organization. When you're wanting to be promoted, when you're wanting to take time off,
Right,
and
right.
have someone cover for you. So inside the organization is as important as outside the organization.
You know, but when it comes to networking inside the organization, female friends, female executives, they cringe because they feel like it's kind of dirty politics.
Because they're thinking about it as dirty politics.
Okay, is it not?
No.
Okay.
It's about building relationships, and women are really good at it. So I don't know what,
They're good at building relationships without
That's-
any specific purpose.
but that's all networking is about. If you stop making it about you
Okay.
and start making it about them,
Okay.
it shifts.
Okay.
So you're networking with your colleagues under, and
Right.
you're networking with your colleagues above you, because you're trying to figure out how to help them.
It's not about them getting help and getting ahead and all that.
It's about when you need help, you can ask them, because you've already invested in them.
Okay, you always need to do the homework and groundwork before you ask for help.
Correct. If you go to the
Right.
bank you're not familiar with, and you just walk in and say, "Can I have $100?" What will they say? You can't say that on. You have to edit that.
No, actually, this is. I
They
mean,
will say-
no children watch it, so I guess it's okay. But
They will say. Well, they might say that, but they'll say, "Are you a customer? Do you have money in our bank?"
okay,
So if you haven't invested money in the bank, you can't take money out of the bank,
okay.
right?
So in the human relationship and human business networking, it's the same.
It's the same. It's
You need to do
exactly the same.
You need to do the deposit.
If you haven't invested in me, people ask me all the time for favors. They'll say, "Can you connect me to this person? Can you connect me to Ivan Meisner? Can you introduce me to this person?" And they don't even know me. They've never met me.
Right.
They've never invested in my relationship
Right.
with them. They've never sponsored one of my events or commented on my blogs. They've done nothing to invest in me.
Okay.
Why do I want to help them?
Then how do you respond to that? I mean, you don't want to say, some rude
Yeah, I
thing.
do. I say, I'm sorry, I don't know you. I don't have a
Really? You say
contested
that?
relationship.
You say
Yes,
that?
Yes.
Okay, then
Because
what
I
is...
don't know you.
Okay.
And I
Alright.
say, I'm really sorry, but I don't think my relationship is in such a way that I can do that.
Okay, so it's very important that you invest in the relationship with that person.
Correct.
Okay. All right, so it's the time to wrap it up. And it was such an honor and fun to have Hazel Walker in our BNI Gangnam Center. Anything you want to share with our audience and BNI members and Korean business people?
Yeah, if the first thing I would share is always keep in mind when you're networking, it's about investing in others before you go to them and try to withdraw from them. It's supposed to be fun, and it's supposed to be about relationship, and our life is about the relationships we create. And that's both business and personal, and they can overlap each other. So go out and do networking, business network, but remember not to make it about yourself, make it about the other person.
Fantastic. Hazel Walker proved that you are the authority of this business networking. And we are very lucky to have her in Korea. And then hopefully you will come and spend some more time again with us.
I feel very lucky to be here.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And the last word that we're gonna do is we're gonna shout out the philosophy of BNI together.
Okay.
All right.
1,
2,
2,
3.
3.
Givers gain.
Hi, this is Hazel Walker, and I am one of the executive directors for Business Network International in the United States. I'm also the national training director for Australia. And I've been a member of BNI since 1991. First I was a member, and then I became the director. And I have to tell you, it has changed my life. Here I sit in Korea, speaking to all of you. I just left Hong Kong. I work in Australia, and I get to travel the world and spread the word of Givers Gain. And if you are not in a BNI chapter, if you have not found other people who can connect you to a BNI chapter, I strongly encourage you to connect with the national office to help you. We have a system that will help you develop stronger relationships, stronger business, and develop a life and a business that you absolutely love. If you are having struggles networking with people of the opposite sex, ladies, you can't connect well with the men, and guys, you're having trouble connecting with the women and doing good business networking, this book will help you a lot. It's not only statistically sound, we surveyed 12,000 men and women, but it's very funny. So you'll have a good time reading it. It'll make you laugh a lot. And watch out for my next book, all about global networking and how we build networks globally and our opportunity in this day and age to be connected to people all over the world.